Welcome back, everybody, to the Made New Project. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a special guest, and I say tonight because we have persevered through hours of technical difficulties to bring you this episode. Mrs. Danielle Brumfield is joining us. She's from LJ, Georgia. She has an illustrious set of careers to include being a naturalist, a business owner of Brumfield Contracting, soon to be president of a nonprofit organization, and a yoga instructor with over 2,000 hours of instructed yoga. Danielle has been sober from heroin and opioids for 17 years, a little bit more. She's also a published writer, a leader of women empowerment retreats, and has obtained her bachelor's degree in English. Danielle and I have met through the East Coast Adventures running team. In this space, Danielle has multiple race wins as well as course records to include the Fat Ass 25K trail race. And she recently hit her personal best distance with 52 miles at the 12-hour event Merrill's Mile. She also has completed the Grand Canyon Rim to Rim Trail and is set to take on the Long Haul 100 in January. Danielle is a wife to Trent Brumfield of over 13 years and a mother of 4 children, Maddox, Marley, Eli, and Ezra. Danielle is a friend to many. She's a member of the same race team as me. She's a woman of faith, and we just would like to welcome you to the show for the third time, Danielle.
Thank you.
Oh, man. And as we look at this, I feel like I have your background memorized now and all the careers that you've done, but so many things here to look at. And, sometimes people tell us what we've done, and it's the only way we can actually realize that we've accomplished anything. Because in the moment, like, you can't realize what you've been through or what you've done. And so when you hear me give you this list back and forth, for the third time now, how does
Right.
it feel to hear your accomplishments? And this is just some of them. And how do you move forward with such great stuff already completed?
So I listed everything, completely forgot that I taught yoga. So I listed everything and I was like, wow, I'll start from where I am now and just go down the list. So I recently, like the past year, have been a naturalist at Linfoot Hike-In. So I started there and then I was like, okay, well, I'll go to the next one. I've been vice president of our largest nonprofit in our county. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, this is cool. Okay, wait. Oh my gosh, have I done everything? I asked my husband and he's like, you didn't even list that you taught yoga. And I have over 500 hours of education hours learning yoga and over 2,000 teaching yoga, and it's such like an integral part of who I am, and I like completely left that out. So like the list is intimidating, but like none of it is ever thought like what I would have on my list of careers and things that I do. And like the sky's the limit. I truly have no idea like where I'm going. I don't have like any real like, I guess that makes me sound like a loser. I don't have any career goals. I truly just like, I want to like, I have a lot of goals, but I really want to like expand like everything I'm capable of like doing, and like that starts with the mind. So my goals, like I have 5 and 10 year goals, but as far as like creating and adding to like that list of careers, I literally am like all for anything. I have no specifics on what I want to do, but I have all these passions and I'm like willing to go for all of them and just like beef that list up. Beef it up.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
mean,
just
it's
gonna
already
add.
pretty beefed. Yeah, I think you're at like 93.7 right now, and you're trying to be like 100% beef. And,
A
but
100%.
so
I was
as
70-30 for a while.
well, we all got to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, as a woman, like you said before on take one, that you're approaching 40 years old, and a lot of people start to limit themselves at the age you're at, right? They get settled into life. You're a wife. You have 4 children. It'd be so easy to just be like, I've done a lot. I'm good. Like I
Mm-hmm.
am comfortable. So what drives you to get to 100% beef?
Yeah, 100% beef. Ooh, yeah. I need a shirt. Um, I you just kind of like reminded me. One of the things that was like a big push for me, well, there's a few things. I just remembered I read the book The Comfort Crisis, and I should know the author. The
Take your
Comfort
shot.
Crisis. And um it's all about like getting out of your comfort zone and like pushing yourself. And so that was like one of the things. But I, when I became like a mom of three, a mom of, really a mom of like two and three, I was like, well, this is it. My husband and I were doing CrossFit a lot, and he was competing in CrossFit, and I was instructing CrossFit and yoga. And so we were very like physically active. Um, but I like, I never got like that mental, like, I mean, I got mind body connection through yoga, but it was never this like athletic like thrill. And so I just figured like I did not grow up in a family of athletes. I'm just not an athlete. Like I'm capable of all these like great things physically, but you know, maybe that just wasn't for me. And and so when we moved up to Ellijay, I met Mariah Fields, and like literally every time I say her name, I could cry. And she like brought me into this community of women ultra runners who like showed me like just because you have kids does not mean that's an excuse. Like that's actually like that empowers us. And like if they can do it, I can do it. Or if like you can do it, I can do it. Like that kind of thing. If I can do it, you can do it. And it just blew my mind like what I'm capable of. And it just like now it really is the sky's the limit. Like everything I ever thought that I was not capable of, I've done. And like more than adequately. The specific like Merrill's Mile 50 miler, like I had it wasn't a 50 miler, it was a 12-hour. I had a goal for 50 miles. Um and I kind of like milked the time in the middle. And in hindsight, like, yes, like I had a great race. I wouldn't like do anything different. But like I think I mentally limited myself in some of the expectations. Like when I realized that I could get more than 50, like I was pumping them out. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, like let me get 60. Shit, it's too late now. And then I puked. But but I've lied to myself my whole life about what I'm capable of, and I've been lied to just out of like conditioning and like ignorance. And I am like really like I don't want to lie to myself anymore. So like if I don't restrict what I can do physically, like with athletics, like, oh my gosh, then like I don't want to restrict anything I can do with like my career, my family, my, you know, like anything. Like, for example, I work at Linfoot Hike Inn. It's in the middle of the woods. Um, Everyone was like crazy, like, you can't work there. Everyone who works there lives there. Well, I want to work there and I don't have to live there. Like, I will run 5 miles to work there. And so for this whole year, I've proven myself that I'm like more than adequate to like take on that commute and go to my job. And so now I'm like, okay, now let me like live there twice a week. And and they're like, but wait, how are you going to do all of that and you have all these kids and this and that? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but like, I want it. Like, I want it so bad. And I don't even know what it is. Like, I just want like a fulfilling life. And like, however that feels to me in this moment is like what I'm going to go for. In 5 or 10 years, like, who knows like what I'm going to be doing? I have no idea. Why plan for that now? When the sky's the limit. Like my mind has limited me in so many ways. Like I'm just ready to like blow everything out of the water, really. So,
Yeah, I love that. And I think one thing you're saying, it's important. Like, it's good to have these 5 and 10 year goals, but what happens a lot is we make them and then they're too far out, so we don't work in the present
mhm.
because like we're like,
Exactly.
oh well, I've got so much time to. It's like you have to wake up and make every day worth it because like
Mhm.
you spoke earlier when we were talking like that you don't know when your last day is. You know,
Yeah,
like
we're
we
not
have no idea.
guaranteed time.
Yeah, and
Like
it's not
we have
saying like
no
be
control over
scared.
that.
Right. And it's not saying be scared of death because like especially as Christians, like I'm not scared of death. Like it's gonna be a great time, like to
Right,
to
right.
go to the heavens. But like you are limiting yourself if you set these goals way out there because realistically we're not going to like work toward it every day. That's why it's every day is a goal in itself. Like what can you do today to make it worth it? So one of those things
Right.
like you're saying is running into your job 5 miles on the trails. And this is usually I see it like on this is one of the reasons I reached out to have you on the podcast. It's like, why am I holding this knife like this?
What are you doing with the knife?
We're gonna get to that actually. But you are
It's
running
helping
trails.
it's helping whatever's going on.
Hey, and you're running trails before the sunrise, and and this is probably why most people are like, you're crazy because you are, a mother, you're a woman, and it's like you're running alone in the dark,
Right.
and this is a fear for many women, and I'm sure husbands of women or boyfriends of women that run in the dark, and that all matters. So, how would you tell somebody who's scared of running in the dark, specifically women, how would you empower them to try it, to do it, and what would you advise?
Okay, that's a great question. Um, I'm laughing because I always like want my husband to like worry about me. Um, I'll like go, it's so normal for me now to like go run like for hours in the woods without like cell service or like in the dark or like I do like some really like freaky weird things in the woods and like Trent, my husband, like literally won't text me at all. Like it'll be like hours and I'm like, weren't you worried about me? Like, don't you care? And he's like, I know you're gonna be fine. And this leads into the answer to your question. I know you're going to be fine because um it's not because I'm unhinged, batshit crazy, and will like take on whoever. Um, no, I like really like if it were between me and like a 200 pound plus man, I'm like, it's not gonna be me. Um, so I carry a weapon. A weapon, a knife. Yeah, mine is not so buttery. Um, so I do have a pistol, but I actually don't run with that. If I were hiking, I would hike with that more. One of my really good friends, Melissa, who's also our teammate, she has like a really nice like running, I call it like a fanny pack, but it's like a belt that she puts her pistol in when we run like out remote, and she loves that. But I carry a switchblade. And I have like one in particular that I use. It's actually like a box cutter. so so like
No,
whatever.
you got it.
Anyways, either the throat or the Achilles, okay? No, but I carry like a sharp object. So like a switchblade. I do have like one. I really like one specific pocket knife that I have. Like anything that I can like really easily just like get out. And then I always keep it like real close to my chest. And then I also 100. I don't, if I'm in the woods, I carry my weapon. If I'm just like out anywhere, I always have my pepper spray. And my pepper spray is actually like, I actually would primarily use that like on humans. But like bears, like bear spray is so big and costly. So like that would be that would work for a bear. And it can't be expired. That would work for hogs. We have like wild hogs out here. God forbid that ever happen. Oh my God. That would work for dogs a little bit. So pepper spray is essential. One thing my mother-in-law gave me is this thing called a birdie. And I took this out to the Grand Canyon. So if you're a female and you're traveling on a plane, and you can't carry pepper spray or a switchblade, I was like, what am I gonna do? We're going in the Grand Canyon. I can't bring my all my weapons with me. It's like my security blanket. She gave me this birdie, and it's this like little like clip thing, and you like pull it, and it makes the most high pitched, like loud alarm sound that you've like ever heard. Not saying that would like affect a human at all, but animals, I believe it would. But also it would at least like be loud enough to like hopefully warn someone that you're in trouble. One other thing that I'll say about women and safety in the woods, I really go off of my intuition. And this is one thing my mama taught me real well. Actually, this is kind of traumatic. We would we would role play weird scenarios of me getting taken by strangers in the mall.
Wow.
That sounds so fucked up,
I've
doesn't
never heard
it?
of that. Yeah, I've never heard of that in my life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but that happened. But anyways, it made me like paranoid. But it made me like hyper alert and aware of my situation, like surroundings and situation. So like there's a particular part, if you're familiar with like Atlanta, Kennesaw Mountains, like a big national battlefield, and there's a particular part where like there's a whole section of wooded trail that very easily can be accessed by like someone in a car. And like why would I put myself like on that trail like at dark um and compromise myself? So I try to like choose trails wisely. One other, so I run out also, there's another like gravel loop I do. I don't ever do that by myself because that gravel is like anyone can go, like hunters can drive there, and like so you just have to like be kind of smart as to like who's like, is it accessible by the public? Can people like drive around the trails? Like if can they put you in their car and leave? Like if I'm like out at Springer Mountain, like the chances of someone hiking out like 15 miles to try and drag someone back 15 miles is slim. um so I try to just like really use my intuition, and if it does not feel right, it's probably not right. I've actually never run into like any like person on a trail when I've been running in the dark.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it several times. Like if I've run into bear. Like I literally almost ran into a bear 2 months ago. And the bear like really didn't move much. I think it was coming out of hibernation, but that scared the shit out of me. But like if I actually saw like a human out at the same time that I'm out, I would like probably turn around and keep running, like run the opposite way. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I'd be like, I just be like, hi. But like no one's ever out when I'm running. And if you can see cars, like you're not in a safe space. So I
Yeah.
always say like bring a buddy too, but like they say women like don't hike or don't run if you don't have a buddy. That is so limiting. My best trail runs have always been by myself.
Yeah, I agree with it fully, and then I understand why people would say that. Like, obviously, you're more safe with more people, but like, we can't live our lives like in this little box of I have to be. I can only do this if I have this, or like I got to have another person because that's not always an option, you know.
Right.
And having a switchblade is always an option, you know. And like,
Always.
yeah, and I think the birdie thing would actually work for people, especially like what you're talking about, because people would like get scared that it's alerting somebody else or something, that
Absolutely.
it's, you know. I think that's a great piece. So if you're a woman like looking for something, like obviously get your stash of weapons like built up like Danielle has,
Mhm.
right? Get yourself a little tote of weapons and pick yours for the morning trail run and go out there. But yeah, you talk a lot about, you know, women and empowering women, and you also lead women retreats. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not a woman, so I have not attended one. I've never been near. What does that look like, and how'd you get into it, and what are you trying to do through that?
So, I had been teaching yoga, I guess maybe like 10 years or so, at the time, and really started like just kind of specializing in more like empowerment type yoga classes, specifically toward women. Like men have their place, but so do women. And I like throughout like my experiences with yoga, I also worked at a psych hospital like for several months. But throughout some of my experiences and like just being a woman, women and men um have like significant trauma when it comes to either sex. And so when it comes to like someone's healing journey, I think it's so important to like respect. Um, like I want women to find like a healing place. And a lot of the work that I do in these retreats is like very vulnerable, intimate work that you really want like a safe space. But I really got into it when I came up here. Um, Ashley Lofton, she owned Yoga Over Blue Ridge at the time, which is now really North Georgia Yoga. But she's a woman's woman. I was talking about Mariah Fields is a woman's woman. But all these women have like given me opportunities, um, and helped me like meet people that helped me to like share my gifts. So Ashley like introduced me to all these women. My dad moved up to LJ and but did not move up. He had a rental home for he rented his second home for a while. So I was able to use his home as a retreat place. And so I'd host these retreats and it it like makes me feel so whole when I can like see someone just like heal or like discover something new about themselves that they like didn't know they were ever capable of. So one of the first things that like really got me into that was I used to do like Cirque du Soleil yoga, almost like contortionist type yoga, like any of like the craziest yoga pose, like let me do it and fuck up my back. I didn't know I was perking up my back at the time. But no, like I was like way into like how extreme can I get in these like yoga poses. But I was into like arm balances and I started teaching these like median age women of like in their 60s. I started like teaching them these arm balances and they were all doing them. Like no matter what body type, like no matter what they've been through, like and like to see the joy of like these ladies like balancing on their hands or their arms or even their head, it was like so fulfilling. And like and then like to see them like get that spark back like almost like a child. So that's why like I started hosting these retreats. So like one of them we did, it was like a fearless and free retreat. I was into Wim Hof method at the time, so we did ice baths. And that was like they were like, I'm not doing it at all, like no, I'm just gonna put my feet in. And I was like, somehow throughout my like through my sarcasm and like comedy, I don't know, I convinced these ladies to all get in this damn ice bath one at a time. And it was like one of the most special experiences of my life. um but like to just see like it's just so special like being with women, and we can heal in ways that like are just empowering for everyone. So it's special and I continue to host them. I actually at this point I do a lot of um like a lot of my best friends are female race directors. And so I've been asked to teach yoga at all their different retreats. And so I don't ask for payment, I ask for participation. So
Yeah.
you don't need to pay me, like, please can I do the whole entire retreat? And my husband's like, "Wait, you're going to be gone how much longer?" When I'm like, "But I'm like, I get it for free though."
Yeah,
So like I
totally get
just
that.
like literally like barter my yoga to like hang out with women.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome, and it sounds like, I mean, you're doing what you wanted to do, is like empower
Yes.
women and make them feel safe and vulnerable, and like, and that's the stuff we're gonna get into. It's just like,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Like, how do you help other people be vulnerable? And like, this is what like podcasting has done for like our nation and the world in general, is like allowed people to understand that we're not alone in our stories and our traumas and our struggles. You
Right.
know, where some people may think they have to go to a women's empowerment retreat, and I think they should if they feel compelled,
Mhm.
absolutely. But some people just they can't see themselves with other people or be social, so they dive
That to
into.
Oh my gosh,
Go
to
ahead.
like commit to like staying in a house with other women you don't know is like terrifying. Like that's terrifying. So like this medium like gives that opportunity. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and you've got an insane story, and just from your childhood, right? I mean, so now you're empowering women, and you speak about trauma and things like that. And the only way that you can bond with other people that have trauma is if you have your own, and that's real. And we talked about earlier just that everybody's trauma, their worst trauma feels the same to them as your worst trauma feels to you. And every
Right. You
trauma
can't
can be
judge someone's
respected.
trauma. Right.
Right, absolutely. And so I just want to reel you back to little Danielle, and maybe work through what could be a tough story for you to tell,
Right.
but that could be really impactful to people that aren't getting out socially, but may listen to a podcast like this.
Okay. So, yeah, like I'll start it with like, I'm not unique. And my trauma that I experienced, is so like, a lot of it's like at the time, I think now like people are coming around to like trauma is trauma, regardless of what it is. When I was growing up, like also like looking back, I think my trauma is like very borderline in a sense of like childhood trauma. But then some of the stuff I was talking about, I was like, no, that's pretty traumatic. Um, so I think like I was diagnosed with CPTSD. And I can tell like you the moment like fundamentally I have felt flawed from as far as I can remember. Um that's like that is like just difficult in itself. To just like feel like just fundamentally flawed. And I got sober in April of 2009, and I did 2 years of cognitive behavioral therapy, um, which was like 2 times a week, every week for literally like 2 years. And that helped me to like dive through childhood issues, what I did not, what I was trying to excuse as not trauma, what was actually trauma, and then how to like move forward with that. So throughout my journey, and like this changes, like my story changes as I become aware of stuff that has happened to me. um Careful, I'm in a perfect spot for service. Okay, so when I was a kid, I like my biggest trauma is my parents' divorce. And I only say that because like that is what caused me to feel fundamentally flawed. It wasn't one specific action or word that my mom or my father said. It was literally like from even right before I was born. Um, my mom and my dad were already like splitting. So by the time I was like 2, I think. Like they were like completely divorced, and it was like a very, very toxic divorce. Like I think I compare it as like on a scale of 1 to 10, like of toxicity of divorces, like unhinged, like maybe an 8 or a 9. Like I'm sure there's way worse, so I'm not going to give it a 10, but like it was
Mhm.
pretty bad. So lawyers involved, like I probably have heard like divorce decree hundreds of time in my life. Like if it's not in the divorce decree, it's not going to work. So my mom, like I truly like, this is my, like how I feel. My mom like hated and detested my dad, and my dad hated and detested my mom. And at my mom's house, I was half my dad, and at my dad's house, I was half my mom. So like half of me was hated there, and then half of me was hated there. So like I didn't know like who I needed to be. Um if and so then on top of that, my parents are like very much the same as far as like career and drive and taking advantage of opportunities. And they're very opposite in how they live. So like my dad's like kind of like free for all, like there's some like sexual trauma like there as far as like what's inappropriate around a child and what's not. Um like I've like talked about this before, but I like talk about it often. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, HBO was like the porn channel after like
Yeah.
11 p.m. And like, you know, that would be on all night. And I was like exposed to like some pretty graphic things. I was also exposed to some graphic things like in person while my dad was dating. Um, that's like extremely sexually traumatizing, like now looking back. And I did not even like think about that. Um, it was just like, whatever. Until I did the work after I got sober and like really tried to like dive into like why did I use drugs as a coping, like what did I need to cope from? It's not that like what did I use to cope, why did I need to cope? um and I needed to cope because I just like I felt like I shouldn't exist. And like I obviously know that was never my parents' intentions. But it happened, and like I think they would both deny it. And they also both I don't think would like listen to what I have to say, because like it's that shocking to them that I would feel that way. But I uh yeah, like I would do randomly, there's like a few things like I would do. Things started getting bad like around middle school. But there would be comments like my dad said one time like this has hurt me more than when my own mother died. Like, and I like barely made a mistake, and I was like, well, I didn't barely make a mistake. I was going through something, but I was like 12 years old. Um, I have a 12-year-old, and he's a child. I was
Yeah.
put like adult expectation, like I was supposed to be an adult. Um, and then my mom dumped like all of her hatred of my father on me. And my dad like would fight for me. And so I was like I was used as a pawn. Um Literally just used as a pawn, and I felt like a burden. And over time, and then I also had no one to identify with. So my mom and my stepdad got married, had my stepdad already had 2 kids, so like there's that family. And then my dad got married and had 2 kids, so there's that family, and then there's me. um and so I just felt like I was just like always kind of alone. Like my mom was very supportive, but like absent a lot of the time. She's like a very, you think my list of career stuff is crazy. My mom's like a trailblazer for women's conducting, like world renowned conductor. But her career was like a very big hyper focus of like of my life. So that kind of goes back into like my athletic performance now, because like I was never able to peak when I think I could have peaked. Like I was like forced to do band. Um, and I do enjoy that. But I was in like marching band and color guard, and like I lived a life that my parents thought their daughter would turn out to live, and that was not, I was fitting into like, a mold that I did not fit into. And so all that pressure built up. And so one other like really pivotal like turning point for me where things just really went south is I did have a friend commit suicide when she was 13 in like pretty graphic way. And it was so traumatizing that like it really stirred up some things. Like I participated in like cutting for a while, like to try and get attention. And then that was found out by a counselor. I went to Ridgeview, a psych hospital, to get evaluated. Like just weird like things like started happening. I lived in like a really metro, like it was suburban area, but like very close to Atlanta. And the area that I grew up in was like very affluent. And so there would be like kids with like unlimited sources of money, and they would like literally go and like blow it on like drugs. And so like as trauma started to build up and I wasn't sure like how to cope, and I didn't have anyone to talk to. And it wasn't that I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was like, what I was doing was so shameful. Like I couldn't, like, it was shameful for me to even like say something raunchy. Okay, like if
Definitely.
I said something like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Oh, you are probably too young for this, but do you remember that movie? Like, do you remember Pootie Tang?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
What a tay, what a ta. Okay. Anyways, I said one time in front of my mom and my stepdad, I was like something like Pootie Tang, and like you would have thought I like showed my Pootie Tang. Like they
Yeah.
were like, oh my God, like so like I couldn't even, like I was shamed. I was deemed like my nickname was Dark Side Dan. Like if we're like sitting eating, like I'm sorry, sometimes I talk about poop, like, or something like vulgar at the, like whatever at the dinner, like you can't even talk about that kind of stuff at the dinner table. Like it was like that, like reformed, like square, like, so I just never told the truth at all. Like I like
Yeah.
just the essence of my being is like
Mhm.
raunchy. Um and I was like, so my dad's like hypersexual household, and then my mom's like not. And so that was like a very difficult playing field to navigate. So come like freshman year of high school, it was like a perfect mixture to like, just start doing whatever. And I started dating a guy. I ended up dating a guy like all through high school, like first year of college. And we just kind of like tag team together on like getting drugs. And like we did a bunch of opiates. And then it like just progressed into heroin because we lived so close to Atlanta. The only reason why I'm here today is because I never shot up. I just never shot up. All my other friends did. And I think the count right now is like 32. I've had 32 friends die. And yeah. So that's like, I haven't like, so I'll keep going because I haven't really like talked about this much in the past like 10 years. And I'll tell you why. So as like I just started using more and more, that shame like just kept getting like deeper and deeper, and then like just like that remorse of like what was I becoming, and like the lies just started getting more and more like, it just like I just kept digging a hole. um and then shit kind of hit the fan. So I went off to nothing ever really got better between like my mom and dad. Like to this day it's still like not okay. um but I went off to college with all these problems, um and just like lasted a year. So from the first year of college, I had 9 friends specifically overdose and die in that one year. I was present for one of them, which is like very traumatic for me. And it just went south really quickly. And within that next year, I burned down a rental home that I had at the University of Kentucky. I like faded out with a cigarette and like burned half the house down. I totaled my vehicle in the middle of the night. This is like a God wink, which I have a lot of these in my story. But I was like going down a road and I just faded out, I guess. And I went off the road into like a ditch, into a horse fence, and I missed a tree by like this much and like would have died. Um, Fast forward, like right before I went to rehab, the insurance company went back to that field to take notes, and on that tree there was a plaque that said Faithful Fields. And that was
Wow.
like such a moment of like, okay, like God has me. Like God has always had me. I've always felt like I've just been protected. um and like that feeling never went away for me. And I think that if like I think like there were times I felt like abandoned by God. Mostly like when I lost all my friends, like I felt like guilty, or like, why not me? And I always felt this like presence over, like this protective presence over me. And I think that's God, but I also think like my family, regardless of like the struggles that we've gone through, like they've always prayed for me. They might not be able to help me in the ways that I need help, or love me in the ways that I feel like I need to be loved, but they've always fervently prayed for me. And so I got sober of April of 2009, and I had overdosed. And my mom knew nothing. And I had like, toward the end, I just was like literally doing whatever I could to like get drugs, and I was like homeless, like no car. And my mom was called and like came up to Kentucky. Like it takes 5.5 hours to get up to Kentucky from where we lived, and she got up there in like 5, if that. And like within the next day, she was like, I know everything and I'm here to save you. And I spent my last $20 on a carton of cigarettes. And she dropped me off at rehab. And I remember like throughout that next week, like I knew that if I didn't take that chance, like I was going to die. I just knew it. Like I could feel it in my bones. Like this was my chance. This was my opportunity. And I took it. And I took it, and I stayed. I mean, I've been sober from Oxycontin and heroin ever since. That was like 17.5 years ago. Um, Part of the reason why I don't share my story is, one, because I have moved on, and I am healed from that trauma. I don't think addiction is like healing. Like, I think I'll always battle addiction. But I am healed from that trauma, so I don't have to like dwell in it and tell people about it. But also I so I was sober, like exclusively sober. I went to I went to rehab in Cumberland Heights for 28 days. And then I went to a 3/4 house, which is like just a little less than a halfway house restrictions. And I went there. It's called the Hero House. I don't even think it exists anymore. I went there to help transition back into college to finish my degree. And so I was exclusively sober. Like, I did 90 meetings in 90 days, like 90 times. No, like a lot. And I did that over and over. And I was exclusively sober, I think like 5.5 years. And then just chose my own journey. And what I mean by that is like, I don't do drugs. But like, you know, like I will smoke a joint. I'm like marijuana friendly. And like I will have a beer here and there. Although like running, right, like running, and I don't drink water. Like I really don't drink fluids at all. This is like, I'm not sponsored by LMNT, but this is like the only thing that keeps me alive. That and LaCroix. I used to be Topo Chico's. But yeah, I'll drink beer here and there. Like I don't drink liquor. But I don't follow sobriety in like whatever the conventional sense. And so I stopped talking about it. I was like shamed for like leaving meetings, and I was shamed for like not being like 100% sober. And so I just moved on and shut my mouth and stopped telling my story. And then as the years went on, I became something that doesn't identify with any of that. And now I'm starting to heal like kind of full circle. So like I'm embracing these parts of myself, and like I want to share like how far I've come. But there was a period of time where like I felt like a bunch of shame, and like I felt like the people that I was meeting in my life, like if they knew like who I was, like they wouldn't talk to me. And I guess I get emotional because I still think there's people like that in my life that will probably watch this and be like, what the fuck? And those are not my people.
Right.
And that's hard because I want some of those people to be my people. But it's my story to share, and it's my struggle, and it's also been my success. So it's really important that I like start to open up and like share who I am. Yeah, it's like so important. And
Yeah.
like, although I've created like a new life for myself, and like I am who I am for my kids, and like the beautiful thing of this is my husband shares the same journey with me. Like we got sober together. We met like within 3 months of sobriety, and like built a friendship first, and like created like such a beautiful life. And so I don't feel the need to always share where I've come from. And it's like time. I said like it's my time, and then it took us like 3 tries to do this podcast, and I was like, maybe it's not my time. So yeah, I just kind of like don't share a lot of all of that because it's like very like vulnerable and intimate, you know. And like if you see me like face to face, like I don't like, you would never like realize any of that. And you know, it's not like this like great amount of trauma. Like I do have like a lot of traumatic moments that like I could really get into, but it was like just like one thing after the other, and this like overwhelming sense of like never being enough that led me to everything. And Jesus Christ, like 100% like saved me. It's taken me like ebb and flowed throughout my spiritual journey. But for me to be able to like say that out loud without feeling like weird saying that, like Jesus Christ saved me. And I'm like not afraid to like say that anymore. And I'm not afraid to like tell my truth. And I'm not afraid to like run 100 miles. You know? I'm not afraid. Like, I think my biggest fear is like being a parent to my 4 kids because like I've totally fucked that up. Um, and like I have no idea what I'm doing and they'll turn out how they turn out. But like I can only control myself and like my healing journey, and like through my healing journey, which like at this point, like part of like the basis of my healing journey right now is UltraRunning, but like through my healing journey I'm able to like maybe like not pass on like some of the shit, you know, and like maybe like help my kids like, you know, be adequate members of society and like actually like feel fulfilled like doing what they want to do in life, cuz like I'm almost 40 years old and like I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I didn't even know I was capable of all this shit. So that's why it's like this sky isn't even the limit at this point. Yeah, it's like golly. What, you know, like what a ride. So
What a
I don't
ride.
know.
Yeah. No, you what an incredible story. Like absolutely insane stuff in there with mainly like minor details and vague
I tried to
portions
keep
of
it
it.
vague.
No. But I mean, I think that like it's okay because I think that someday we do this again in person and we are able to
Yes.
like really dive into both of our traumas. Because a lot of my story, and I didn't tell you this, is similar to yours. Like my parents divorced and they hated each other, and all I had was my sister. And like my dad hated my mom and would just tell us how bad she was. And when I was with my mom, she told me how much she hated my dad and how bad he was. And like I'm just a kid, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm 10 and now my mom overdosed and I got to call 911 and then I got to
Oh
watch
my
that.
God.
And we all have been through something. And it's like
Right.
what you're saying about sharing your story. I've been really good about it most of my life, but people don't know all of it. And they always say the same thing that you said is like, I would have never known, you know? It's like, yeah,
Right.
what am I supposed to do, dude? You want me to carry this? You want me to wear a sign on my back that says like I've been through these things? Like I can't do that
Right.
because the tightrope you talked about walking, and I thought about this, is that leaving it behind and allowing it to be your identity. We want to be somewhere in the middle of that, right? And that's so hard to do because like I think about myself right now and people identify me with sobriety a lot. And it's because I do that,
Right.
right? I talk about it a
Right.
lot.
Right.
I put
Right.
it out there a lot. And you're making me realize a little bit of like, how do I find the middle? Because I know it pushes people away from who I am because like they're like, oh, all this guy talks about is sobriety and faith and fitness and he thinks he
Whatever. Fuck them.
yeah, I know. I just resonate with
But
a
that's
lot
where
of what
you
you're
are right
saying.
now.
Yeah. And
There's got
that's
to
what you
be a
said too,
happy
like
medium.
who you were is not who we are. And like that's what I
Right.
was thinking the whole time you were like explaining your story and like what it is to share it now. Like we can leave it behind and still talk about it, you know? And I think
Right.
that's how we know that we're fully healed is like we
Mm.
can talk about it and we know that we can help other people because like I think about my mom and she passed away when I was 15 from a drug overdose. And it's like if she heard your story or my story, or if I could go there, like 30-year-old me could encounter my 30-year-old mother before everything and just like tell her that she can make it out. You know, the
Mm.
outcome could have been different if they had these avenues
Mm.
of like hearing people's stories. And so for a long time, like you didn't have social media, you haven't told your
Oh
story.
yeah.
And then
Right.
like close people don't know what you just told me. And like, so what changed for you? Like what like I understand that some of it's your healing journey, but like even social media itself, like you built a small presence on there and like I posted you to have you on here. The comments are just blown up with like how inspirational you are and people that
Aw.
love
Yeah, that was
you, you
sweet.
know? And it's the reason that you're here is because you had social media and I was able to reach out to you so we could do this. So
Right. Right.
what
Right.
does that look like right now?
That's a good, you have all these good questions. So I used to like actually do like social media management for for a yoga studio, and I have like a pretty active presence online, and I have like a lot of followers, um and it got so, this is pre-COVID actually, and it got like right around COVID. It just got so like I was just in it all the time, and like I didn't like any of it. Like I just felt like so miserable, like being on those platforms. Like my algorithms were like these like thoughty girls like doing workouts, or like nothing made me feel good. And I just like was going down these like rabbit holes. And I kind of had to, like I had to be online because like I was social media managing like accounts, and I first got rid of all my like personal platforms, and then I stopped doing like social media management for everything I was doing. And I literally took like a seven, I this was supposed to be like, I'm gonna try it for like maybe a few months, see how it is. 7 years went by. I literally took 7 years off of social media. um like I can't really tell you why. um like besides like it helped me to grow as an individual, like authentically, without any outside influences. And like lo and behold, I'm a cool fucking person. So like I started doing all these cool fucking things that like maybe I wouldn't be able to do if I were like spending my time on social media or being influenced, hyper influenced by other people to do stuff. And so once I started like, or I got off social media, I was like, just no one knows what I'm doing. And so I just started doing things that like really brought me like this deep pleasure and like satisfaction. Um, and then like all of a sudden, like now I'm this cool person. No, like for 7 years, I've like, you don't just like go run 50 something miles. Like I got on, this is funny. I got on Instagram like right after that Gone Loco 11 miler, and I probably will never run that fast ever again. But I did like 11 and a half miles in an hour and a half. It was like 750 something pace. That's like my strongest, fastest run. Um, but I got on social media like right after that, partially like honestly mainly because I wanted to like be with my teammates. Like East Coast Adventures like has such an incredible social media platform, but it's like they stand for everything that like I want. Like First Corinthians, like like nobody cares run faster, like
Yeah.
everything that like they're just everything. And like I wanted to be like more involved with that, and like because I live in Georgia, that's hard to do. And so I was like, well, let me get on social media. My husband was like a huge, he kind of joked. He was like, "Let's get you on social media so you can go viral." Like that. It's a joke. It's a joke. But right now, my puke videos, like, not doing too bad. Out of all the videos, um, and now he's like, "Get off your freaking phone." But but over like the 7 years, I like I've always been a book reader. Like I have an English degree, but like, oh my gosh, like the amount of books you can read when you're not doing this is
Yeah.
like insane. And like, and it brings like a whole different realm of like knowledge and education and like brain stimulation. um that like I'm a true advocate for reading books. But ever since I had a goal this year of like, last year I read 42 books, and so this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like 45, like not do anything too extreme. I'm at like 12 books, and I should be at what, 20 something right now, and
Hmm.
it's because I got freaking Instagram.
Yeah.
So like where's the happy medium with that, you know?
Yep.
um so I'm just kind of like, I want to have a platform where like, this is fun, like but it's funny, so I did that like 11 miler, And like I had people reach out to me, so I started my old account to like get like I was like I'm got back on my old account, and I was like, okay, hey, like I exist, and I'm gonna make this new account under the alias Mystic Dan, which is my trail name, which is also like a racehorse out of, they had like 18-1 odds and won the Kentucky Derby. So I had like odds
Oh.
going against me. So my name's Dan. So anyways, so they're messaging me like, oh my gosh, like you're doing all this running now and da da da, like all of a sudden you're running. Like, no, this is not like a overnight process. Like, you guys don't realize, like, I've literally been gone for 7 years. Like, I had a whole nother child. But like this has been like years in the making. Like, it, like, physically speaking, it takes like a couple years of like building like bone density, like through ultra running to get like your 250 miles. Like, you didn't just go do that,
No.
like it took years of like physical training, like maybe not specifically for that race, but like your overall fitness effort. Like, you have to like deeply train um to be prepared for stuff like that. So like it's been like years in the making. Like, I'm about to be president of the largest nonprofit organization in Gilmer County, and our sole purpose is like helping the children. It's like so meaningful to me. And like I didn't just become president overnight. Like, I've been on the board for 4 years. Um like I didn't, my husband and I don't just have this like magically amazing hot relationship. We work on it. Like, we've been working on it for 15 years, like um it's not by any effortless means. Like, the last like 10 years I have been like grinding hard to like just do the right thing. Like, do God's will. What does that look like? How can I get my ego out of the way?
Mm.
And how can I be like the best version of myself I can be? And over the past 10 years, that's like looked way different in a lot of different ways. And right now it happens to be like, okay, we've gotten some of the emotional work done. Like, I did a lot of shadow work. Like, we're getting there, like, with emotional maturity. So like now, like, let's now elevate like physically.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
No.
capable
Yeah.
after
What you're
kids.
talking about is just the work, and it's in everything. I
Mm-hmm.
had my friend text me today, and she was just like, "Hey, like, when's it supposed to get easy?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Life." And I'm like, "Never." Like, it's just,
Right.
and anything you read biblically will tell you that everything is a work. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that if you're not working on something physically or mentally, like, you work on your relationship with God, and you will find where you
Mm-hmm.
need to go. But like this thing of like, when you see your list of accomplishments and like people are like, wow, this is astounding. It's like they don't see the backlog of hours of work put in on top of
Right.
work, tired and sacrifices made. And it's like they just see
Right.
the results. Like, and that's what you're talking about, like with Cocodona. Like, people just see you finished Cocodona 250. It's like, yeah, but the work to get there is not even talked about. It's not even
That's
thought
the
about.
end result. Like,
Yeah, and the end is, it's not even
yep.
sweet, dude. That's what sucks, is it's never, you're just ready for the next thing, and that's
No, it's not satisfying
yeah.
at all. Like,
It's not.
I've like found in the past 2 years, I'm like very much like an advocate for coaching. But I've been in like I've been in the industry like for 10 years as far as like fitness goes. Like, I am like my best coach. And like, I absolutely believe like it's so ebb and flow, and like you have to like go according to like what's true to you. And like people just have no idea what it actually like what it takes. Like, nutrition over the past like 10 years. Like, I can't have eaten shit over the past several years and then all of a sudden, like, what, you can't eat. I guess you could eat pretty bad, and sometimes you just need to fuel. Um, but it's like all this preparation and hard work. Um, like, no one wants to like talk about that. And then like also like it, I didn't like get this way because life was easy. Like life, like I feel like a lot of times for me, like life is like really hard for me to live. Like I don't know like why it feels that way, but like it feels like sometimes like when I look at other people, it's like it just like life feels like harder for me. Like it just like feels harder for me. Like why? Like I don't know. And then it's like, well, like, you know, some trauma and this and that um and so for me to say that and then like everyone else is like, wow, you make it look so easy. Like that's like the opposite of like literally how I feel. Like this is like the
Yeah.
hardest fucking shit I've ever done. Like everything is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like the running, the parenting, the president of the Optimist Club. Like like it's all like the most unhinged shit I can think of. Um Going to the Grand Canyon. Oh my god, dude. I'm in the wrong or very right friend group. So I also disclaimer with rim to rim. We did like rim and we didn't make it all the way to the North Rim because that part was closed. So we went rim to Ribbon Falls to rim. So it was like almost we were supposed to do R3, but actually like just missed like the part of North Kaibab. So but we're out there at Grand Canyon. I have a fear of heights like really bad. And we went out to the Grand Canyon and I cried my whole way through. But you know what? I'm not scared of heights anymore. I'm not
Wow.
scared of heights anymore. But all my friends were like, this is like so much fun. I'm like, you guys have no idea. Like, I am not at this level of fun yet. But then I like took that and I'm like, okay, well, if I can desensitize myself, like doing that, I'm going to do that with snakes. I'm like deathly scared of snakes. And on that trail at Hike In, we had timber rattlesnakes. And I literally did not run up to work for a month because I almost stepped on one last year in August. And so this past like whole June, we have been like infested with snakes. And so every poisonous snake that we have on property, we have to relocate. And so every time we needed to relocate a snake, I was there to help. And all of a sudden I'm like, now I'm looking for him. Now I'm like, ooh. And now I told my husband, I was like, I kind of want like a ball python as a pet. Like, I don't know. Call me crazy. But like, I'm like ready. Like whatever's like scaring me, doing the 50 miler and then like doing Wacheezy next week. And that doing Wacheezy on Saturday is scaring the shit out of me. So I'll do it.
Yeah. And you were ready to transfer the ticket to your husband.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
oh
like,
yeah. So, oh wait, that's a problem in our household right now. I was gonna I actually literally emailed our like team management, and I was like, I'm gonna can you please transfer my Wacheezy 24-mile challenge ticket to my husband? And then I took it back. And I said, never mind, I want the ticket back. And then now my husband's like, his time's coming and now I'm gonna pay for it.
yeah, you're gonna have to get the 50% back here at some point.
Yeah, or like he's gonna do like some unhinged like Georgia loop or something and be gone for 2 days and
Yeah, aren't you
he's gonna
supposed
get
to?
me back.
You have an FKT attempt, like you've been
Oh
trying
my
to get
god.
after as well. Talking about scary things, right? Like that's something that you just missed. So I didn't want to like not talk about this.
Okay, this is so funny to me. My one of my best friends, she has the FKT. There's this loop at Kennesaw Mountain and she has the FKT like on fkt.com like official. And I was like, I
Oh,
think
1 second,
I
folks. An FKT is the fastest
oh,
known
sorry.
time for anybody that doesn't know. There's like a ton of different things. My friend Hope has the one across North Dakota. There's like the Appalachian Trail FKT. There's the PCT,
Florida
the
Trail.
Colorado Divide. There's all sorts of things, but you have to get
Okay,
them
well those
submitted
are
to a
real
website.
FKTs.
Well, they're all real. If it's on the website, it counts.
It's
And this
on
is
the website.
fastestknowntime.com. So if you live somewhere and you just want an FKT, you could go on fastestknowntime.com and you could check your area and
You
see who's
could.
got it. And like Danielle, she's got a friend who's got one near her. So yeah, go ahead and continue explaining. I just
Okay.
wanted some people don't know what
I'm like
FKT is.
blushing. Okay, so my friend Salis has a FKT for. I'm blushing because this Kennesaw loop, it's like literally like maybe 6 miles at the most, which actually makes it harder because you have to go fast AF, okay? And like
Yeah.
you're going over like very intense terrain. I am laughing. I will always laugh at myself, but I thought that I nearly got it, and I finished and I was like, oh my God, I got it. I got it. I got it. And then when I looked back, I had missed like a whole, like almost quarter-mile section. So this is the thing with FKTs is like nowadays, like
Yeah.
some of them are not legit because like some of these trails like have started like cutting, like there's cut throughs and like it's everywhere, not just like at this specific trail but like anywhere. And so you really have to like make sure you followed the directions. um so I missed, like it was like 0.18. So I missed it, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back out there and do it. So I went back out there, attempted it again, and within that like that little 0.18 section, I then like was down 3 minutes instead of 90 seconds. So I was like, okay, so I know that that's gonna take me I need to like shave off 3 minutes, and then right after I like really started attempting this, it's like it's been a couple months. The heat is what's preventing me from doing that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's
Three
just this
minutes
like
sounds like
silly.
nothing, but in 6 miles, like that's 30 seconds a mile.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I really would have to like risk it for the biscuit. I really love my ankles. This is kind of a part of my story real quick. I'll tell you this. Last year, I feel like I'm like kind of peaking competitively speaking right now. And so last year, I ran like a couple different races in October, and I was like getting really fast. Like I never felt like so like strong in my whole life. And so I went out to do a Mystery Mountain 12 miler, and I was gonna rip it and try and like get first place. And within 2 miles, I like jumped off of a rock and like popped my ankle and like tore all the ligaments in my ankle, and like I did not fully heal for 6 months. I still ran on it, but I had it taped up. I was so timid on trail. I was not like 100% fully recovered for 6 months. And so like, I don't know if I want to go through that journey again. So like I've been holding back a little on trail just because like I'd rather like save everything and like finish. So we call it risk it for the biscuit. But because it's my friend, I just want to whoop her butt and beat her. And so I'm still going to attempt that FKT. And
Yeah.
for a moment, I didn't have social media, and I thought that the only way I was going to get on the East Coast Adventure Team was if I had an FKT or like something fabulous.
A 6 mile FKT like this. Let me
Shut
put this
up.
on
They
my
don't know it's
resume.
6 miles. All I had to say is I have an FKT.
Oh, it's so funny.
So
With Wachisi coming up, what are you trying to do out there? Because the women's field is a little stacked, dude. Just saying.
well, it all of a sudden stacked.
Yeah,
I
Audrey and Deanne Doan is rough.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So I signed up like before I even got on the team, and I like literally was projected first place like up until they both signed up. But they didn't sign up until like I think Audrey did like a month or 2 months ago, and then Deanna just signed up like a couple weeks ago. She messaged me and she was like, I saw you're signed up for Wachizi. And I was like, that's fake news. I'm giving it to my husband. I have to message her back, actually. But okay, this is a little story with this, and I think this will be encouraging to other women. They are fast. They are fast AF. Okay, like I like to call myself like I'm fast, but I'm not freaky fast. They're like freaky fast. And Audrey like she's like an athlete in college, right?
I
Like
think Deanna was too. I mean, if
yeah,
I'm
okay,
not
like they're like
mistaken.
trained like athletes. I'm like ooh, I'm kind of fast. Like let me just like raw dog it and grit it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I have
like
no
you. Like,
idea what the
I'm
hell I'm doing.
yeah, I'm like a guy who runs trail because like I'm like barely above average at anything, and if you just give me
Right.
like some grit, I might be able to do decent.
Right. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's me too. So I like actually do like I'm sure you've realized I'm competitive, but like I kind of care about my ultra sign up percentage. And
So
so
stupid. So
it's
stupid.
so stupid. So I like literally like there's been a few races where like I truly like didn't sign up because I saw the stack of females. Like what the hell?
What
Like
are you
when did
doing?
that become a thing? So so this is so funny. Oh my god, I hope all these women listen to this. So I ran Fire Tower Frenzy in last November. Is a 40-mile race that Coyote Ugly Racing puts on my friend Mariah. Shout out to Mariah. But Whitney Dancaster, and her name is fabulous because I go by Dan. Like my whole family calls me Dan. So like she casted me out. But
Freaky
anyways,
fast.
Whitney Dancaster signed up for this 40-mile race. Like 40 miles was the most I would have ever done at that race. And it was like in the remote wilderness, like unhinged shit. Okay. Like, okay. So, anyways, she beat me by, I got second place overall. That's probably one of like the best race days I've ever had in the woods. I never like threw up. I just like did my thing. I got second place overall. I ended up getting a 70 something percent
Yeah.
on my ultra sign up. And it's because she beat me. I don't even want to say, she beat me by like 2 hours, bro. Like 2 hours. I was even joking. I was like, that's not even like, she like must have rode a motorcycle up the like 2 hours. Like, that's not even like, that's like degrading. So, anyways, so I was like, Whitney Dancaster, I love her now. But anyway, so she's also signed up for this race in March, was Coyote Ugly, and I used to always race that, and it's my friend's race. Well, because she was signed up, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that 50K. I'm not breaking up my percentage anymore. Well, she actually didn't have a good day that day. She ended up getting sick the next day. And so like her performance was not like insane. Like it was still like absolutely incredible, but it was like, oh my gosh, like I may have not been like that far behind her. like like I may have been like 20 minutes maybe, I don't know. I don't know. So like it blew my mind. I was like, wait, why am I like keeping myself from doing races because like I'm intimidated by other women? Like when did that start happening? So while I was at that Coyote Ugly race, Zach, this guy Zach who runs he does Ridge and Valley Adventures, but he puts on the Cove race in Chattanooga or wherever it is south of Chattanooga. But I looked on, he goes, you come race next week. We've got like a bunch of girls racing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll come race the Cove 30K, whatever. I agreed to it. Didn't know what I was agreeing to. Looked on Ultra Sign Up as I was signing up, and who was doing it? Deanna and my friend Wendy Mater, who is like the baddest badass. She, oh my god, dude, she like won like the Ironman World Championships like years ago. Anyways, so I was like, great, I'm screwed. Well, you know what? I led second. Deanna was like 18 minutes ahead of me, I think, or maybe 30. I don't know. But that's besides the point. I was ahead of Wendy for like several of the miles. And then her and I went back and forth, back and forth. And I like fought for that third place so hard. That is like my favorite podium win, a third place win, like just being on the podium, because like to be around women like that. So then fast forward, this is like a long story. Fast forward, I'm doing long haul 100. Guess who's doing it too? Audrey,
Wendy.
Deanna.
Wendy. All those
No,
people.
not Wendy. Not Wendy. No, Wendy just goes and beats me on the Amicalola stairs all the time. No, but both the girls I'm racing on Saturday. And so I was like, well, I got third place racing them and I did okay. Like, what am I scared of? So I'm like, I'm just gonna put myself back in the fire and race them. I doubt that I'll see them past the start. Trent was like, don't you dare try to keep up with them, because he knows damn well I'll try and then I'll like puke like 2 miles into that climb and then like literally lay down on the floor like crying.
Oh my.
And it's an out and back, so y'all will see that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So I'm just gonna go slow. Like, this is literally just like, what am I capable of? I did not think I was gonna be able to like really walk after the 50 something miles. And like, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm definitely like a little toasted in my legs, and cardio, but whatever, like, whatever. Like, I wanted to do that race. I've always wanted to do that race. And I love like the woods it's in. I want to see all my teammates. I want to race with them. So I probably won't podium this time. And that's fine.
We the moral of the story here, folks, is don't give a crap about your ultra sign up
No, because it
percentage.
doesn't.
It'll limit you. That's why, because we have talked to Danielle the whole time, and she wants to not be limited, although she's been limited by a number that means absolutely nothing.
It means nothing. No,
It
and like
means
in the
nothing.
the harder races that I've signed up for, like obviously like it's gonna trash like my percentage, and like those are the races where I like learned the most and had the most fun.
Yeah, you need to sign up for mid-state. I just got a
No.
37% there.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I saw Audrey's was like 60 something. And I was like, she's like a 96% or something. Like, it's something nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like that, I joke, like it doesn't matter. It does matter, but it really doesn't. But I've just realized like at this point, like none of that matters. Like I want, like, I'm like thirsty for that like thrill and like just like that like wholeness that being in the woods and like running gives me. I think I'll probably be doing like a lot more hiking than running on Saturday. But we'll
Ah,
see.
what is going on? You're pausing a
Uh-oh,
little
is
bit
it
here.
okay? Oh God.
It's
We
getting
got
better.
to end it before it ends us.
We're okay right now.
Am I
Yeah.
am I okay? Oh my
Yeah, it's
gosh.
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if
Okay.
we could get to the final question, just in case.
Oh gosh.
But,
Okay.
this is the Made New project. It's all about people working on themselves as a project and how they've become made new, right? And your story is
Right.
obviously a testament of somebody that's come from someone who would never imagine being who they are today. And I just am wondering if you have a defining moment or multiple moments that you feel you became made new.
Yeah, definitely my sobriety date. I was saved that day. I was, golly, I mean, like, I've been made new several times. I like literally could go back though, like I would like literally like being saved by Jesus. Like, I remember like committing my life to him at this Red Shield homeless lodge it's called the Red Shield Lodge. It's a Salvation Army lodge in downtown Atlanta. It's like the most ghetto place ever. And my dad works for the Salvation Army, and he took me there, and I remember like literally like asking Jesus to like save my life at that little cross. I was made new then as a little baby. 4/12/2009, God gave me another chance and I was made new. Um, every, like, marrying my husband, like, that relationship is so, like, I'm so eternally grateful for that. Our love is like something extremely special that, like, I never thought that I was worthy of. And I just, that I was made new then. And then, like, I think, like, every child, like, has been, like, such, like a moment of, like, I am never going to be that person again. And I'm, like, changed the moment it happens. Um, and then I think, like, in now, like, current day, I think, like, I also am, like, being made new right now. Like, I'm elevating, like, I'm challenging myself. Like, I feel like now at this point in my life, like, I've healed a lot of, like, the childhood trauma, and, like, I've healed a lot of relationships along the way. I've learned healthy coping mechanisms. I'm ready to, like, dive into, like, emotional work, and I see, like, what it looks like to maybe be, like, emotionally mature. And so, like, I'm being made new into this, like, version of myself, like, that I never thought that I had the courage or strength to be. And, like, God has given me another chance, like, another chance. And, like, I don't even know what I did to, like, deserve it. Um, I don't even really know when it happens. I say it's when my cat died. after my last son. Like, I truly feel like that was, like, a pivotal moment for me. But, like, the past few years, I just have been, like, put in, like, the right situations at the right time to heal and to, like, bring awareness. And, like, God, like, I truly have, like, just really surrendered to, like, God's will.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
so
easy.
good. It's
It's
so
just
good.
not
And
easy.
I ask those same questions all the time of just like, why me, God? Like, how did you stay with me? And it's like the only way that I
Right.
can prove that he's real is that everything statistically and with your story as well leads us to death. Like, statistically, it leads us to death. And we have one thing
Yes.
in common, and it's faith, and it's just, I wrestle all the time also, and I'm wondering, I'm just asking this question, I guess I've never really asked anybody this, but I'm when I look at years of my life right now and how good they are and how many blessings I continue to receive, I'm always scared that it's gonna go backwards, and I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah.
if you feel that fear, like, it's like, how could it get better? Sometimes, like and, like, I've felt the
Ooh.
same thing where, like, every day I feel like I'm not enough, right? Still even, right? Like, how can I do more for you, God? But then I also feel like you've done so much for me, like, how could it even get any better? Like, I'm so scared of the downfall because I can't even imagine better, and then, like, something happens and it's better, and I'm just like, Wow."
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I actually, like, that's actually, a big part of my story is, because I've, like, had so many people, like, I've experienced, like, such loss. Like, so many people die. Like, I've really felt like it's like, why me or why not me? Like, I kept like waiting for, like, the pin to drop. Like, things are so good. Like, when's someone gonna die? Or, like, when, like, I have this, like, fear of my children dying. Like, everyone does. But, like, when things are just, like, going okay, like, okay, like, I like hyper focus on, like, finding something wrong because I'm, like, so scared of, like, and this is, like, a problem of mine, and I think this, like, causes issues with my self expectations, and, like, then I project that onto my kids and my husband. But, like, I don't want to be let down. Like, I've been let down. I've let so many people down. Like, I was a shitty person for a long time. Like, I don't want to, like, be let down. And I had this, like, huge fear. Well, if I don't have shit, then I can't, like, lose anything. Like, if I don't have a house, I can't fucking lose a house. Like, uh and so then as I started, like, acquiring all these, like, material things, as my husband and I, like, now we have a house, now we have kids, like, I have so much to lose, and it's like, you get, like, wrapped up in that fear. And then I go back to like, but like, God doesn't give me anything I can't handle. And like, God has never like left me. And okay, so take the house, take the cars, take the, like, this is where I feel like I'm being made new. Like, this past year has been a really big like struggle for my family, like financially, and like my husband's like trying to be or is about to be a firefighter, and like so we're like in the life transition moments. And like I've questioned God a lot, like, why are we struggling like this, or like, why are you putting this on me? And like at this point, like I'm so grateful to just like have my family, and like I'm starting to like trust in God so much that it's like, if this is what you want, like I'm here for it, because I trust that the outcome is going to be greater than can even comprehend, because that's been promised to us.
Yeah.
And so like, take the house. But like, like I don't know what's best for me. I clearly don't know what's best for me. Um and so to navigate God's will without ego is like so freaking scary.
Yeah.
Um and it's easier to have nothing, and like then you have nothing to risk of letting go. But we've built up a life so much, like I like have so much to lose. But I like, faith without works is dead. Like I have to have faith that God's got me, and he's never let me go. But like the track record's solid.
Right.
Like I think that he's got me no matter what happens. Um but like then I say that, and like I know like I'm gonna experience loss at some point in my life where I'm gonna doubt him again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Because
faith, right? And it's
yeah,
like, but he's still gonna be there. Like we're gonna fail him. This is something that like I tell myself all the time. Like I'm not trying to fail you, God, but like when I pray, it's like I know I'm going to, like, and I know you're not gonna leave me, and that's
right.
it's
Like
such an
he
incredible place
loves
to
us
be.
unconditionally.
Yeah. We can't
Um
understand it, and that's what I talked to somebody about. Like we think we know the definitions of words like grace and forgiveness. We cannot understand God's grace and forgiveness.
we can't
Like you
fathom
cannot.
it.
Yeah, no chance. No chance.
Yep.
And my buddy Tripp said something that kind of like says what you're talking about. He said something like, every time I made a decision, bro, it was trash. Like it ended up
Right.
trash. And
Right.
it's like every time I turned to God and just asked for a path, it was better than anything that I would have chose. And like we
Right.
lived our lives, and it's like every time I did what I wanted to do, trash. I'm on the side of the road.
Right.
I'm off the path. And
Right.
then God pulls me back on eventually, and then I'm doing good again. And then I screw it up. And it's like we know what's gonna happen when we make a
Right. And
decision.
God's path is like so unconventional. Like that's what I'm starting to realize, is like it's like beyond our wildest dreams. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so how can I like even put my 2 cents into it at all? Like it's beyond our wildest dreams. And so like people ask, like, we have like very feral children. Like they're like, every one of them is like unhinged wild. And like we got a lot going on. I have 4 cats. Hi, pretty girl. I got my cat wants to come. I have 4 cats. We got an English bulldog. I have like multiple jobs. My husband's multiple jobs. Like people are like, how are you like doing any of this, and it's like, well, we're not. We're like completely miserable. No, but like I truly feel like I'm kind of like I have no choice but to take life like not even one day at a time, but like 1 hour at a time. And so like if I take my day in chunks, if it's that overwhelming, if I can just do 1 or 2 hours at a time, if I can do half a day at a time, and like trust that like God's got me, then I can get through like days and weeks and months of like hard ass shit. And then like throughout that practice, feeling his presence and like relying on him, like all of a sudden, like, yeah, it's tough as shit, but like we're surviving. You know, like
Yeah.
God didn't guarantee like it would be easy.
Right. And we just make it digestible. You know, like Navy SEALs
Right.
and like hard military training, they say like my first goal was to make it to breakfast and then lunch and then dinner, right? And then the next day. And it's like racing is the same way. If you have a 30-mile race, like whatever that looks like, breaking it
100%.
down, if it's 10 miles at a time, 5 miles at a time, if it's 1 mile, if it's a step. You know, I've been in races where it's just
Yes.
get up and move again.
The
And that's
Grand
it.
Canyon. The
Yeah.
Grand Canyon was like that for me going out of it. We literally went from like shade to shade. It was like 4 or 5 steps at a time. Yeah, I learned that in early sobriety, like they say one day at a time.
Mhm.
But like the amount of like just I always joke, me and my one of my best friends, I'll text her sometimes, like we just text each other like the most miserable shit that goes on in our lives. So like my car's in the shop right now, and $1,000 later, I can pick it up tomorrow. But I texted her and I was like, $1,000 car repair, move back 3 spaces. Like we're in the game of life, like so much. Like, I mean, my kids are at the age where it's like, oh my God, did he just break his neck? Like like that intense survival mode. Um, and then like, just like problem after, like very high class superficial problems. Don't get me wrong. We're not dealing
Yeah.
with like anything remotely like of a struggle. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I still will get food on the table for the kids, but like a lot of components of a crazy life going on here. And the only way we manage it is by like little pieces at a time and like letting go of control. Oh my gosh. When I went into rehab, Cumberland Heights is in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's a big like iron gate as you pull into the campus, and it says let go and let God.
Yeah.
Let go, let God. And like that's been a theme over my whole life. And it's amazing how quick we forget it, like all the time.
Yeah, it's just like
um,
traffic can just set me off, and then like, but
oh
luckily
my gosh.
now, like I somehow reel myself back in. Like it takes some time sometimes though, and then I'm frustrated that I got frustrated. You know what I mean? And
Oh
it's like
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like
For me, that's
spiraling.
kids. For me, that's kids. And then like the traffic rage is like nothing compared to the kid rage. Like when you got 4 kids, like, mommy, 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 wipe my butt, feed me, give me water. And now I have like a 12-year-old, like, mom, spot me on this 145 back squat. I'm like, wait, hold on, hold on, please. Like, uh, God's got me.
Right. And
And
that's it.
hopefully he has my family because I don't think we would be here.
Of course he does. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just like what we always get back to with this podcast too. It seems like it's just like, what can we do without faith? And like my answer is just always nothing. Like I
Nothing.
remember where I was when I didn't have faith. And did I still accomplish things? Absolutely. Right. Did I still live every day? Sure. But I didn't have purpose. I didn't serve anybody else. I was never,
Right.
nothing was meaningful. It was just happening, you know? And I just,
Right.
yeah, it's just, it's wonderful. God's grace. Like I said, I can never describe it. I'll never understand it. I don't get why we get it, why he gives it to us, why he loves us, because we are terrible. Like I get to that solution, that assumption every time. Like we suck, and God just loves us
Right.
anyways. And I'm like,
Right.
we have to be his kids because there's no other way that he can
Right.
still love us.
Amen.
Oh man, yeah, Danielle. If you got anything else for the people, let them have it. If not, we'll wrap it up, and I will see you on Friday or Saturday.
Ah! Yeah, well, if anyone's still listening, holy shit. We did it though.
We
Um,
don't jinx it.
hopefully glitch free. Holy crap, dude. This
It's
is
been
like
good,
a 30K.
folks. We started this podcast recording at 5:07. It is now 9:37. So for Danielle, 6:07 to 10:37.
10:30. Your girl's not gonna go to sleep tonight now. I'm past my bedtime. Like it's
Yeah.
like now I'm just gonna be up
When
all
you
night.
guys see us clock our workouts tomorrow, just know we did them dog tired.
I'm not doing a workout tomorrow. I told my husband I did a 3 mile run yesterday at like 9 minute pace, and like I'm good. I looked at him and I was like, I won't be doing anything until Saturday.
Man,
So I'll be eating. I'll be
this
eating
weekend's gonna be
tomorrow.
good. It's gonna be good. Wachese's
It'll
gonna
be
be
fun.
good. I'm excited to meet you. I'm glad we know each other
Yeah.
way more than we thought we would before this
Oh
weekend.
my
So that's
gosh.
fun. That should be really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. You're gonna be like one of my closest confidants now. Or
I know,
not.
and
All these other people are gonna hear this too. Holy crap. Oh my gosh.
yeah, and you have less time to like renege on anything you said tonight.
Oh my gosh, stop. I'm gonna watch us do this whole thing and I'm like, actually don't post it.
All right. Do you have anything for anybody? And I'll sign us off.
I don't think so. Just thanks for listening and giving me a platform to share my story. And I appreciate you and everything that you're like, doing with this Made New project. It's so important for people to tell their stories and their struggles and their successes. And I appreciate you. And I'm happy to be on the team with you, and may not be happy to see you on Saturday because I don't want to. I don't want to, but I do.
Yeah, I'm crashing that
I'm
ultra
so
sign up
pumped.
score.
Yeah, no, we're just not gonna think about that. It'll be for
Uh,
fun. This is a fun run.
yeah,
So
folks, if you want to connect with Danielle, it's Danielle Brumfield on Strava and Instagram, Mystic Dan on Instagram, Mystic
Mystic
with a K.
Dan.
Mystic with a K, so don't spell it correctly. But
Yeah.
folks, thank you for tuning in. You guys got a full like almost 2 hours. We did like 6, so we got the long run in today. We appreciate you guys. If you're listening to this on your run, your drive, all we ask is you share it with somebody else, man, and keep living your lives. Continue to be made new. This is the Made New Project out.